Good morning, Warriors. It's your boy Garrett J. White, Master Coach Mentor, coming at you with a little wake-up vlog this morning. Out on a freezing ass cold run here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Right above here on the highway. Right up here back behind the mountain. Been out running over an hour now. And, you know, I had a message that I want to share with you this morning that really is titled the following. You either create conditions in your life or life's conditions create you. And before I get into the point of this and give you a couple examples and a couple ideas and insights I've had about it today during our run, I want to remind you about what's going down tomorrow, December 30th at 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific at GarrettJWhite.com/hangout. Myself and 10 of my warriors are going to be coming together to guide you through the process we call reverse engineer production. We're going to talk about marketing strategy, sales strategy, online strategy to getting paid to live your purpose and passion while having it all. So join me tomorrow. Again, no opt-in required. Just check it out at GarrettJWhite.com/hangout. Now my fingers are freezing out here holding this damn phone. Woo, buddy. But let's get into the point. So right now, it's about 15 degrees in Salt Lake City, Utah. I went on a 10-mile run this morning, and as I was running, I started thinking about the following idea, and here it was. The idea was simply this. Most people wait for life's conditions to be ideal in order to run and create the results they're wanting. Running, for example, where I live in Laguna Beach, much nicer in the following, meaning it's warm, there's beaches, there's ocean, your hands don't feel like fucking ice cubes, and by the way, I have gloves, but I took them off to shoot this video so I could hold my phone a little better. But as I started running, I thought, you know, how many times in life do individuals like you and I, even at times, and those all over the globe, do we wait for conditions to be ideal in order to produce the result that we're wanting? We say, well, shit, once it's warm enough, then I'll go running. Well, I mean, once I've got my marketing funnel completely fucking figured out, then I'll start launching ads. Once my wife or my husband begins to operate like this, then I'll move forward in doing what I need to do in my marriage to make my marriage epic. Well, when my kids do this, when God comes down and parts the fucking Red Sea in front of me, talks to me from a burning bush, and sends 72 signs, then I will be ready because the conditions will be ideal for me to create the world I'm wanting. Now, I'm going to have you consider this style of life, this style of living, is how big-ass fucking victims live. It's how pussies live. It's how most individuals live and sell out around the globe on living a life that could be epic. Because they wait for life's conditions to be epic, and then they decide to be epic. Now, I remember doing this in my marriage. God bless my wife, man. Holy shit. For about 8 years of my marriage, been together for 12 years, I couldn't figure out how the hell to get my marriage to be on fire. I thought that the answer was my wife would change. So I'd yell at her all the time about how she needed to change. I'd be like, well, babe, you need to change. If we just have more sex, then I. If you were more spiritual, then I. If the conditions, babe, in your world would just be better and more favorable, then I could be your guy. I could be the man. I could be your husband in the way I want to be your husband. But because you choose not to be the favorable conditions, I am at effect. What I really mean by this, I was a big-ass pussy. It's so easy to blame everybody else. It's so easy to be at cause for the condition. So easy to wake up and say, oh fuck, it's 15 degrees outside. I can't go running. And yet I'm gonna have you consider, just like running, just like marriage, just like marketing, just like life, that you bring conditions into life. Life does not bring conditions to you that are going to be favorable. Today it's cold. A week from now I'll be back in Laguna Beach. It'll be warm. It might be raining. It might be fucking snowing. It might be nice, it might not be nice, but every single morning I have a choice when it comes to my fitness. Wake up and be conditions and act upon life, or wait for life's conditions to be perfect and become the victim upon which life is acting. affecting and causing my marriage. Biggest significant change in my entire life. And my marriage changed because I changed. My marriage became my greatest fantasy and my greatest dream. I mean, I fantasize about my wife the way I used to fantasize about porn, the way I used to fantasize about strip clubs. What changed? What changed was me. What changed was me no longer sitting around and waiting for the conditions of my marriage to change. No longer sitting around waiting for the conditions of my business to change. No longer sitting around waiting for the conditions of life to change. No longer sitting around waiting for the conditions of the world in which I lived in to become fucking favorable so that then I could show up. I made a decision. Quit the porn. Stop the masturbation. Stop the addiction to the drugs and the sedation. Stop the excuses and the pussy way outs of blaming the marketplace, blaming the recession, blaming my mentors, blaming masterminds, blaming the world around me, blaming my parents, blaming the world for its conditions and why I could not create ultimately what I wanted. And see, warrior, if there's any aspect in your life right now in which you are sitting around and waiting like a big ass pussy for life to change, you're fat and you want to be fit. Your marriage is falling apart, you're addicted to porn, you're jerking off instead of making love to your wife. You're losing energy all around your world, and all it would simply take is what? Is a choice. People ask me all the time, like, Garrett, you know, like how did you turn everything around? How did you do it for real? And I said, well, two basic strategies. Number one, I'm a cause for everything in my life. Nothing. I bring conditions. This morning, I'm running in 15-degree weather. My hands are freezing right now because I took my gloves off. But I'm wearing a big-ass hoodie with my Iron Man finishing jacket. I got big-ass sweats on. I got my big-ass running shoes on. I got my beanie on, my big snow gloves on. And I'm running 10 miles in what? In freezing cold weather. While everybody else is in bed and people are driving around in warm cars making excuses for why they're not going to work out this morning, I'm running, right? But see, I'm not waiting on the conditions of the weather to be ideal for me to run. I bring the conditions with me. And see, warrior, in every aspect of your life in 2014, nothing is going to change until you become the change you wish to see. Gandhi had it straight. On Monday, December 30th, I'm going to talk about the change you can bring to your bank account in your life. I'm going to talk to you about the change that can happen in your marriage. I'm going to talk to you about the change that can happen. Not the kind of change Barack Obama was talking about. Change in legislation, change in if we just fucking control more people, then we can bring about change. No, I'm going to talk about change that begins with you. And then I'm going to talk about how to take that change and what kind of mindsets and skill sets are necessary for you to become the cause of the conditions in your life so that you can go out in 15-degree weather or 80-degree weather or 60-degree weather and still produce the results regardless of what the world and the marketplace is doing around you. But don't feel like you have to come. Because guess what, my friend? You don't have to come to this. You don't have to come to hang out. You don't have to change anything about your life. But what if you did? What if you became the change in 2014? What if you no longer sat around in any area of your life, from your body to your being and your spirituality to your balance, to your relationships, to your business and your bank accounts? What if you could have it all? Join me on the Google Hangout at GarrettJWhite.com/hangout. Tomorrow, December 30th, Monday at 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific. You can watch the replay there from December 23rd. Join me and my warrior brothers as we begin to guide you. Shit, my mouth's so fucking cold. As we begin to guide you on a journey to having it all in 2014. Have a great rest of your day. I'm off to take my kiddos over to some church service and do a little meditation, a little powerful connection with God today. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And remember that power in today's marketplace and modern day warrior comes down to the simple formula of authenticity. Be real, get raw, and stay relevant with the ruthless commitment to creating big ass results today.